All right, welcome folks to another Desert Dirt Roads gaming video. This video is to support folks playing Steel Rift. This is my third support video. The first one was a hopefully useful playthrough. The second one was just me helping someone a basic process of figuring out um, is the HEV that they're building, the mech outload or load out, actually something that rolls pretty well against like different scenarios. And this one is also directly from supporting someone in the growth league that I'm doing for Steel Rift at LA War Games and then the greater LA area. Um, it's the question of like, I'm trying to use the army builder and it's really confusing. And I'm like, let me just show you we're not in the same place. So I'm going to make this video and I'm going to share it with the wider community. So hopefully it's helpful to uh, anyone watching it who's looking to build their own HEV kit out. So what does that mean? I'm gonna share on Zoom. The video quality is not so good, but this is the easiest way for me to screencast. And I will try to speak slowly, but I'm going to move fast so you're not listening to me for 20 minutes having to pause. You're just like, okay, let me go through this. So, first and foremost, let me share my screen. It took me a while to figure out the screen that I wanted. And let's see, I am screen sharing, very cool. Let me go here and let me go here. All right, so you should be looking at my Firefox with a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm just going to type in the easiest way to find it, Steel Rift Army Builder. Imagine that. Oh, if all of a sudden I screech in pain, it's because I have a kitty in my lap. If you hear a weird coughing sound, she's also asthmatic. If you hear a weird meow, it's because she's asthmatic, so she suffers. So this is this is like literally in real life recording. I love it. List building beta. So you see this and you're like, okay, cool, this is the right one. Click on it and it looks funky. This is not the correct one. Up in the dashboard, you got Steel Rift, get started, rules, downloads, the Hangar. I am saying the Hangar, so that annoys you and you remember it. So you're like, oh, it's the Hangar because he said it in a way that annoyed me. Go to the Hangar. It's a really useful army builder that does all the things that you want it to do, which is like gives you the full list, tells you the items, so that way you don't have to go looking through the different rule books. There's three of them. There's the main rule book. There's Burning Horizons. There's Close Quarters. Now, real quick, just so that way it's easier, I'm gonna stop share so you can see this a little bit larger. So there's the rule books, and then in the rule books, in close quarters, they give you sample lists. So you could just copy this list if you're like, I don't want to do everything that it takes. There's that. You could be like me, who started very simply, very a la BattleTech, which is you have the HEV loadout. This is the freelance, and then this is the authority from the two-player quick build starter set that I have here somehow magically behind me. Um, the Berserker and Assassination teams, the Severus and Akumatsu, they come with their own cards. So you could start off that way if you're like, I don't want to have to do everything you're about to share. I have reached the point where I'm using the freelance, and I'm also going to be using a two-man team that I use this army builder to construct as my 150 point force. So back to it. Uh, let's share there. Okay, there we go. My cat was starting to actually like get in the way. Okay, so we have this list. If you actually have someone who already knows how to do this and they're like, here, I made a list for you, they'll save it JSON. Uh, you want to go to load file, and here, and you get their list. The cool thing about the person that asked me to support them, they had figured this out. So this video is for everyone and not just them because it's pretty easy to do. So, okay, I'm going to reset. Boom. You can choose your tonnage. So recon is a starting strike is 150. It allows you to take two teams, and then battle is 200. So this is actually important because you put mechs in teams and you choose the bonuses for them depending on different stuff. So let's go to recon. We're going to start with the basic starter force and then go from there. Off-table assets and on-table assets. You have all these very cool things. Now, you could agree, and this is something very cool. Okay, we're going to take two support assets, but I say just limit yourself to one when you're starting out, so that way you're not overwhelmed. Faction is pretty cool. You see, there's none, there's authorities, and then you can add these perks. It's a little bit of narrative that gives a bonus. So like elite pilot program for military training for authorities. Once per game turn after the opposing commander selects a unit to activate and declares their order, you may rotate a single HEV up to 90 degrees. That might actually be pretty cool. Now, I thought about trying to recreate one of these. I am always drawn to melee monsters. So we're going to create a melee force, one team of two mechs. Now, doing this ahead, let me move this up here so you can see it. We're going to come back to on-table and off-table assets and the faction ahead of time or a faction ahead of time or in the last part just to make it easier. Now, that might be ease of use. Figure out the faction so you can get bonuses. So that way it's just easier to make a stronger team. But we're gonna go vanilla right now. Okay, add team. Um, Here we go. Berserker team. So it gives me two mechs. I could put in a light, but I'd have to get rid of a one of these mechs. And I'm just gonna keep it simple. Actually, let's do it like this. If this is a team of two, I know that I'm going to want 80 tons. So I'm going to get rid of this. And then I am going to hopefully add this. And then let's see. Group has less than minimum numbers of HEV. So automatically it's telling you right there. So let's see. 25 out of 50. I guess maybe you can only take a heavy and a medium at this size. So add heavy. Okay. All these errors are going to come up. Team group requires at least one weapon with melee trade. So the whole point is to stay away from the list being invalid. So both of them need a melee weapon. So let's just do one mech at a time. We'll do the medium mech. And the idea is it's going to move fast and we want it to hit pretty hard. So first let's go to melee weapon. This is rule of cool or whatever you prefer. I find I like the demolition cutter. It takes up one slot. It has 3 tons, melee one. So this medium HEV is going to hit at a heavy class. That AP2 is nice. Okay, so there we go. That's one slot. There's 4 more slots that you can put in stuff. I want this to be a melee monster or, just something good at melee. So the thing that I really like is you have all these options, but you're like, what are they? Well, you can click on them or hover over them and it'll tell you. And it's the reason why like the rule books are good to have, but this is useful as you're doing it. So, coolant tanks, no. Directional thruster. This symbol right here costs 0 slots. Because it's a two-man berserker team, they automatically get it. Um, High-speed servos. Perform a smash order, get a second one for free. So I can do 2 smashes in turn. Yes, yes, I will. Okay, so if we have that, let's see if we can't put jump jets so that way it can get around faster. Okay, so I'm at 3 slots. I have demolition cutter and I have 7 tons left. So let's go for ranged. If it has the cross out, it won't work. Autocannon, howitzer, maglev, railgun, rocket pack. I'm feeling the rocket pack because I want something far range, smart, blast, limited 3, 4 dice. Rotary cannon would be cool, but yeah, I feel like it wouldn't necessarily help because it's 7, it's short, it's light. It's not going to have a lot of stuff. So I want something long distance. Rail pack. Okay. Uh, let's make this guy a little bit tougher. So standard, I can't do this anymore, or can I? Slots used, armor type, armor stat, tons used. Okay, so that doesn't change. So I made him a little bit tougher. Structure. Let's just reinforce everything because he's gonna take damage and he's gonna need to like be able to survive stuff. Okay, so we've hit the 30 mark. Awesome. Let's check. There's nothing invalid on him. Heavy mech. Team group requires at least one weapon with the melee trait. Well, that is not a problem. I am a sucker for the mass Tetsubo. Big, big giant bat. I don't care what you say. I know it's silly because there's probably far better weapons like the glaive, but that's fine. And limited nitro boost. They're already taking one. Once per game at the beginning of a move order, you may move an additional four. Once per game. So that's limited, but that's actually pretty good. I want high-speed servos. Now I only have two slots left. So high-speed servos allow me to do two attacks. I want this guy to get into combat as quickly as possible because that's what he's designed to do. So we're going to do jump jets. My cat is back. And then just to round things out, ranged, we have 9 tons. What can I put that sucks up a lot of tonnage? 6, 4, particle cannon, short, draining, disruptive, pulse salvo, limited to disruptive, rotary cannon, 11 shots. Thing about the 11 shots is since it's light, it's every two successes is one success. So I don't know if I want that. Let's just go with missiles. This is going to be a missiles, 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 missiles. Okay. So I've hit the slots. Have I hit the tons? I have 5 tons. So again, let's do reinforced, structure type, reinforced. And I think that'll be it. I got 1 ton left. Are there any armor upgrades that I can take? No, because all the slots. So it's 1 ton short of the 40 max. You can experiment and figure out how to get the perfect math, or you can go with the loadout that you want. Okay, so in total, I have 30 plus 40, which is 70. Says right up here, 70 out of 100. Now, taking a look at off-table assets, they're all 10. On-table assets, let's see. Assault vehicle, heavy tank troop, infantry, laswing, light, support vehicle, ultralight HEV. I want to go for a 20 support vehicle squadron. Uh, let's see what the heavy tank does. Let's do tanks. Okay, so we get to take 2 tanks, add vehicle. So laser, autocannon, uh, rocket pack, submunitions. So there's a lot of fun here. Missile, let's see what the tank missiles. Smart, limited to tank missiles. Infantry, I want to say we'll do, I feel like the general fire support. So that way I can hit them with the autocannon to do kinetic, and then I can hit them with missiles. So it's like this little recon force is missiles, missiles, missiles after kinetic weapons. And then when I get close enough, smash. And then because I equipped both of the HEVs with the ability to do another free smash, smash again. So smash, smash. I'm a nerd, folks. You don't get into this unless you got a sense of like nerd. So, general fire support. Says one, I need to add another one. So I'll just do two. Okay, tons. Done. All right. So we're there. And it just gives all the different weapons. Now let's go back to factions. What are we drawn to? I'm gonna stick with freelancers because they're Unpredictable gambits, bait and switch, underworld affiliations. What's my cup of tea? Tech pirates. As having two more additional than they actually all allied for determining their critical damage status. Ex-military veterans. Political extremists, political. There's a lot of good stuff without having to pay its cost for budget. You may take one off-table asset with the cost of up to without having reduce all numerical values of this by one. I kind of want to do disgraced trillionaire outrageous support budget. Okay. That's tempting. Big League Origins, Underworld Affiliations, Rogue Agency. Um, no, let's do it. The the narrative in itself makes it worth it. Okay. So we go there. Oh, I get to faction perks. Pick two. That and uh Big League Origins. So disgraced trillionaire who is uh two orders instead of the usual one. Heavy reactors can reduce this damage as normal. I don't know if I want to do that. Uh Ooh, during force creation, all allied HEVs have one additional slot for weapon systems and upgrades. Uh, I know that I have 1 ton left, but I don't think it's worth it other than just to give myself armor. Receive 2 additional tons to spend on weapon systems and upgrades. These tons do not take over their class tonnage. Okay. Purchased out when the you may. Oh, you know what? When the enemy commander declares an order, you may cancel it. The order still counts as having been issued. So I get to interrupt. Okay. But I can't do that. Okay. So this is where, as you can see, I'm working through this myself. I didn't practice this. Enemy units within two or with a suffer -1 targeted by, yes, intimidation tactics. I want them to be scary. Okay. From there, we take a look. Is there any red? No. I'm 10 tons below. If you wanted to agree with your guy who you're playing, can I take one support asset for 10? Two supports. And of course, give them the same benefit. Uh, Berserker Team 2, so we got all this. Everything's all good. But you're like, this is a lot to look at. Go to the print, and it has all the stuff. Gives you the faction pack, gives you this. And if you're like, wait, where are all the rules? Rules reference right here. Click on this, and then it gives you the stuff, which is really useful. So that way you're not flipping through the books anymore. Not that analog isn't good. Like I'm an analog baby, like 80s and 90s. But it's also easy just to nice have one sheet of paper. Okay, so save it, print it. You have your team. If anyone wants me to come back and do 150 points and then 200, how to do multiple teams, I'm more than happy to provide that support through another video. Um, Let me stop share. And that's it. There's nothing more to say other than please like and subscribe. Please support Death Ray Designs by getting into this awesome Steel Rift game. If you're in the LA area and you want to get into it, please hit me up on Discord at GeneDean29. Um, just I want this game to grow because it's fun and fantastic, and that the hangar is really good. It's really easy to figure out. So, um, let me stop recording. I'll see you.